I call him my cousin because he is, despite the fact that we might not look alike. But he's my wife's cousin. I've known him since he was probably 5 years old. So if I accidentally call him Patrick, it's because I've known him since he was Patrick. But he's Pat now.
Or Patrick.
Or Patrick, okay. I've known Pat, seen him lots of times at family, always had a great time. Christmases, hunting trips, you name it, fishing trips, you name it. He's always been a great person, and quite frankly, I had no idea he went through what he went through. Until recently, until my wife ran into him at Mass, had a quick conversation about youth ministry, and here we are. He sat down with me, shared his story, and I invited him to come out. So this is Pat. He's going to talk for, 10, 15 minutes. If you please just give him a round of applause and welcome here.
Good evening. So I want to start by saying it is an absolute honor to be here. Did not think I was going to be this emotional. Wow. Obviously, this is something that hits home. It's prevalent in our lives, and it is something that all of you will probably at one time experience with somebody that you know and somebody that you love. I am here to tell you my suicide story, and that is because what I have done with others one-on-one has saved the lives of at least 3 people. I just want to make a difference in one person's life tonight. So I don't care. I shouldn't say I don't care. I want to make a difference in every single person's life, but as long as we can comfortably say that one person is leaving here with a new mindset, a changed mindset, a willingness to help, that's my goal. And as Doug kind of alluded to, as a kid, I lived for the outdoors, hunting, fishing, riding my bike, any of those activities. But I was a happy kid. I would talk to any adult, but I promise you I never talked to a girl until I was at least a sophomore in high school. But I was taught early on to surround myself with those who I aspire to be like. And I didn't have a good understanding of what that truly meant until I was in college. Now I can stand here in front of you today and say, I am blessed beyond belief. Before I go off on a tangent, I want all of you to think of the time that you were most genuinely happy in your life. Where were you? Who were you with? What were you doing? If you are ever the person who is in my shoes, take a moment, reflect back to that moment, and hopefully that helps pull you through. But to get on with my story, it all started because I was bullied in grade school. And one night, my sister heard me crying in the room next to me. She came over. She was like, "What's going on?" And she told me that if I could lose an eyelash, if I lost an eyelash, I could put it on my finger, blow it off, and make a wish. I started wishing and wishing and wishing for the bullying to stop. When I ran, I had 6 eyelashes, 4 eyelashes. When I ran out of eyelashes, I went to my eyebrows. That is the one weird thing that, was off about me, and that was the one thing that I couldn't cover up. But other than that, I kept all my emotions bottled inside. And it's probably pretty easy to figure out that a high school kid or grade school kid can make fun of a kid with no hair on his face as well. But the moment got worse when I got to high school. It had, I say rocks, but we're talking about pebbles. Rocks thrown at me during high school practices. And it wasn't an everyday occurrence, but a high point from that story comes 3 years after that, when I'm a senior in high school. and a friend. He was an acquaintance before this moment, but at that time, a friend stood up in front of a significant portion of our class, and he goes, "Patrick, I publicly apologize. I didn't throw the rocks, but I saw it happen, and I didn't do anything about it." Kind of put a Band-Aid on that. That was kind of like a hole, and again, really rekindled he and I's relationship. But through all of those bad days, there was one caused me to go down to my basement, grab my shotgun, the same one that I had all those happy hunting memories with. And when I looked down the barrel, long black hallway, tunnel vision, black hole, however you want to view it, my life flashed before my eyes. Even though I've never felt more alone, at that exact moment, I knew God was with me. I was no longer alone, and as I'm looking down this long black hallway, images popped in my head. Some of which I've already forgotten. I've seen them, I forgot them, don't remember. Some of them I have experienced and I cherish to this day, and some of them I still look forward to seeing in the future. I'm begging you to be ready for your message for your brighter days ahead. There's a song that's by Danny Goki. It says, "My best days are ahead of me." I would just want to think of that song. You can write it down and listen to it later. My best days are ahead of me, and they truly are. Especially in a room full of high school kids, because I should say young adults, because honestly, your best days are still ahead. I don't remember that exact day when I was in my basement. I'm going to guess it was in 2005. And but where that story leads comes to 2011. I was on a family vacation in Ireland. And the fun part about that is the place where my mother's side of the family was born. And I was in a field, in a pasture, looking at the rundown house where my great-grandfather was born. And I dropped to my knees 4,000 miles away from where that incident happened, because I saw the rock fence post here, the rock fence post here, and one of the biggest evergreen trees honestly that I've ever seen was right there on the corner where those two rock walls intersected. I was 4,000 miles away, experiencing something that I had already experienced 6 years prior. Talk about a God moment. My next incident, 2017. My wife was here. This is our first summer of dating, and I got to learn very early, very quickly that she was the one for me. And the best way that I can tell this picture is, raise your hand if you've seen Lion King. Okay. Picture Mufasa hanging on to, I don't think it was Plymouth Rock, but whatever, that ravine when Scar is getting ready to push him down. Okay. Mufasa's hanging on for dear life, clawing, trying to climb up back up on top of this thing, back up on top of the flat ground. My dog was hanging on for dear life on this retaining wall at my wife's family lake house. Just a way to say, I didn't know who my dog was in 2005. I didn't know that I was going to be at Lake of the Ozarks with my now wife's family so much later. Just another moment of God had my life planned out for me when I had no idea what it was going to be coming. God used suicide and depression to push me to that breaking point. He gave me a glimpse of my future, some of which, as I said, I've already experienced. Some of these things I'm looking forward to see still coming. I got to see my baby swaddled up in my arms before I even knew who they were. And I'm here to say depression's real. Your family, your friends, God is here to support you through it. And back in the day, I claimed an anthem that I sing loud and proud, and I won't burst your eardrums with it, but another song to listen to is "It's a Great Day to Be Alive" by Travis Tritt. It doesn't matter what's going on. Sometimes you're lonely. Sometimes it's only you and the shadows that fill the room. Sometimes you're calling, desperately calling, howling at the moon, reaching out for help. Continue to reach out for help. Because it is a great day to be alive. If you can wake up with that mindset, every day is a great day to be alive. And last things, if you are someone who's struggling, has struggled, knowing someone else who's struggling, again, seek that help. Please put down this number in your phone, 988. It is 988 Suicide Helpline. Encourage all of you. Help can come from hundreds of directions. It can come from me. If you want my phone number, I'll gladly give it to you. Last thing, or a couple more things. If this quote is what speaks to you, my father-in-law's saying is, every day is a great day. Some just happen to be better than others. If you pursue Christ every day, each day you get to wake up and enjoy a cup of coffee with a friend. Each day you get to go putt-putt with your family. Each day, not every day is going to be your high school graduation. Not every day are you going to get to meet the love of your life. Not every day are you going to get to hold that newborn baby in your arms or be in Ireland, in a pasture. I realize that. But every day is a great day. Some will be better than others. And you can utilize that to be, and just cherish those small moments. Even if today wasn't the best day, don't look. Tomorrow can be better. Last thing, who here knows the movie Coach Carter? Okay, so that's what I expected. My audience here is a little young. But, ladies, Channing Tatum is in the movie in case you want to go watch it. But there's a scene where one of Coach Carter's players lost his cousin to gun violence. And the coach taught his young player how, he asked the question, what is your deepest fear? What is your deepest fear? A lot of days my deepest fear was, am I going to wake up tomorrow? Do I want to wake up tomorrow? When that player got his head screwed on straight, he came to his coach and he goes, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light that most frightens us. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Coach, I just want to say thank you. Let your light shine. Be the light that you wish to see in the world. Surround yourself with those who you aspire to be like. You guys are in a beautiful time of your lives where your tides come and go. You've got some of the best friends that are all potentially within 5 miles of you. You know, I mean, all of your, you have great friendships all around you, and life will change fast, specifically for you seniors if you're graduating or anything like that. But I just encourage you, find your anthem, find your song that puts you in your high place. Spread the joy, trust in God's plan, because God, that actually took one of my lines. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord, plans to make you prosper and not to harm you. So you trust in God's plan, be thankful, and remember that each day is a great day to be alive. Use Christ as your anchor, and I told you that I have a goal of impacting one person's life today. The reason I wanted to speak is because I want to be the person who I needed when I was younger. And I challenge you, especially you seniors, or you older siblings, be who you needed when you were younger. If you're a senior on the wrestling team, take that freshman under your wing. If you are busy swatting your younger brother who lives next door on the basketball court in his driveway for years and years, I'm just teasing because that applies to one person in here, but build that relationship with the person who you take under your wing. And it doesn't have to help as many people as you can. It is not what we have in our life, but it is who we have in our lives that matters. Be there when someone calls, and you can be the person to pick up the phone and call them. Let them know that you truly care. Thank you.